Hi, Eastview family. Happy Wednesday. Vicki here, and I'm glad to delve into a subject today that we as believers all struggle with, I think, or at least are always trying to grow in. It is how to seek God. But more specifically, how do we know Him here versus how do we know Him here? Our passage in Acts 17 this week talks about this. The Apostle Paul finds himself in Athens, surrounded by philosophers and the great thinkers of the time, and he points out to them that they have an altar to the unknown God. And then what Paul challenges them with is the idea that the one true God can, in fact, be known. He tells them that God created the world, everything in it, all of mankind, even knowing the where and when of all of it. Talking about God's role in creation would have piqued the intellectual curiosity of these thinkers. Paul's words emphasized that God's in charge of everything, even the tiny details of our lives. It's a big picture view of God's power and presence. But at the same time, he hints at the relational side, inviting them to reach out and find God personally. He says that God made all humankind, that they should seek God and perhaps feel their way toward Him and find Him. Yet He is actually not far from each one of us. Paul invites them to consider not just knowing God intellectually, but knowing Him personally, intimately, a God who is not far, but near. In fact, we see God's heart for this all throughout the Old Testament. In Proverbs 8:17, we get a glimpse into God's heart. It says, "I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently find me." It's like God is saying, if you're looking for me, you'll find me, and I love it when you do. This verse captures the idea that God longs for a real, loving connection with us, where we're seeking Him, and He's right there to be found. The intellectual side of knowing God is about learning about Him through theology, studying His Word, and trying to understand His characteristics and teachings. And this part is super important. It's vital. It's like getting to know the facts about a person, but it's not the whole picture. It can leave us with this sense of God as this distant, all-knowing being far away. But on the other hand, knowing God personally, having this relational knowledge of God, involves seeking Him with our hearts, aligning our desires with His, and engaging in a vibrant, ongoing conversation through prayer and meditation. It's about inviting Him into our daily lives, letting His presence permeate our thoughts and actions. It's an intimate relationship where we know Him as a close friend, confidant, and a loving Father. So here's the thing. We need both. Both aspects of knowing God are essential. Intellectual knowledge helps us understand who God is, while relational knowledge allows us to experience Him. It's like having both the map and the journey. You need both to get to your destination. So which part do you need to work on? Either way, let's aim for that balance. Let's explore God's Word with both our heads and our hearts so we can truly experience the richness of faith where God isn't just known, but intimately encountered and embraced.